My advice for Strickland, he have to be quiet. He have to take care of his survival.
What up, everyone? Shakiel Mahjouri here for CBS Sports, and you know who this is. He fights Sean Strickland in the main event of UFC Vegas 76 on Saturday. From debut to main event in the blink of an eye, Abus Magomedov. How are you, sir?
Hey, how are you? I'm good, thank you.
I'm doing well, thank you. This main event I think came to a surprise to a lot of fans, and a lot of people are curious. Like, did it come to as a surprise to you? Like, can you just walk me through what happened? How did the UFC contact you? Like, walk me through the whole process because this caught a lot of fans off guard.
Yeah, it surprised myself too. You know, after my debut get direct like main event, it was big surprise for me, and I'm really thankful for UFC for giving me this opportunity. Yeah.
Did they tell you exactly why it was they were offering you the main event? Sean Strickland has sort of painted a picture that there just weren't a lot of ranked opponents willing to face him. You, of course, are coming off a spectacular 19-second front kick KO. What did the UFC tell you when they said, hey, this is why we want you on the main event?
It was like couple fights was cancelled,
Mm-hmm.
and the problem was to find new opponent. And like I understand, UFC will take me like in top 15 that I can fight, that I can get the opponents, that I can fight because in the UFC it's like if you are not on top 15, no one want to fight against you. And I think this is the reason why I get the choice.
Well, to some degree, shout out to Sean for accepting the fight. What do you think the UFC thinks about you? Like, what are their expectations of you and how far you're going to make it in the middleweight division?
I think UFC believe in me. Like, I I don't know what UFC think about me.
Well, clearly enough to
The
put you in a big
question,
spot.
this is the question what I can't answer. But I think, this is big choice for me. After this fight, you all guys will know why I get the choice.
Totally. Now, that I think poses a very interesting question. Obviously, I don't want to look past Sean, but people handle their UFC careers very differently. Some people want to get the biggest fights possible right away. Other people want time to sort of get used to the environment. You, of course, have a lot of experience. Your 30th professional fight was your UFC debut, if I'm not mistaken. What do you want with a win over Sean Strickland? Like, are you looking to get to that title as quick as possible, or what do you want for your own career?
Uh, I accept every fight. I never pick and choose somebody like I won't fight against him. I don't want to fight against him or something like this. I always say yes against everyone. And on this point, thank of for Strickland that he accept the fight. That is big thanks of him. But this Saturday is gonna be hard night for him.
When you look at Sean, what are some of the biggest challenges that he presents, and vice versa? Where do you think you are going to give him the most problems?
Of course, he has a big experience in many events, like 5 round fights. He already fought against good guys, and only thing I think he's like his fight style orthodox. It's look like easy fight, but if you inside against him, I think it will be a little bit different. And yeah, I'm ready for Strickland. Let's go.
One of the unique things about fighting Sean is he's quite a unique character in MMA. He likes to talk a lot inside the cage. How do you sort of deal with trash talk in a fight? Does it make you feel stronger? Do you just ignore it? Like, what's your approach there?
My advice for Strickland, he have to be quiet. He have to take care of his of himself, like take care of his survival. Like, yeah.
I
If
like
if
it.
if you wanna talk, we can talk after the fight. But in the fight, we have to fight. It's not talk show.
For those unfamiliar with you, and you said after Saturday night everyone's going to know what you're about. Tell me a little bit about sort of your MMA journey up until this point, because you made your debut about, I think it was 12 or 13 years ago, 29 fights before the UFC. Just tell me what MMA was like for you from beginning up until the debut.
It was like in the beginning, it was like joke to look how is it like it was like everyone make MMA, and I was all my life in sport. I do like wrestling, like I was start when I was a child, then uh, also I start with boxing, kickboxing. I do all the sports, and in the end, it was like let's try how is it MMA. It was like for joke, couple fights, and after I start this, I saw it's work, and it was the reason. After like 10, 12 fights, it was like, oh, maybe I have big future. Let's try it.
Okay, I like
Yeah.
it. I feel like we've seen an influx of fighters come into the UFC with past experiences and immediately work to the top. Alex Pereira becomes the middleweight champion. Yuri Prochazka becomes the light heavyweight champion. How do you think that your long career outside of the UFC benefits you now that you're here?
Um, like I'm happy like that I have the big I have also big experience in MMA. It's there is nothing that what I don't know in MMA. I know already everything, and I'm like I don't need fights to like couple fights to
Mm-hmm.
feel the inside cage or something, how is it and everything. I come like uh, already a fighter, like they can give me like a big choice, and I'm ready for this. I
So,
have
was there anything different about how the UFC debut felt, or was it just like your other fights before?
yeah, UFC debut was like I was long time waiting for this.
Mm-hmm.
Like all my life I work for this. Like UFC belt was my goal from the beginning, and it's like uh, end level, for of this sport. If I get the belt, then I can say, okay, now I'm done. I do everything. Yes.
So, just as we wrap up here, I always like to sort of talk about some stuff not related to fighting at the end. I am curious, why do you think took so long for you to get to the UFC?
Um, I don't know. I was already a couple years ago ready for UFC. Yeah, and yeah, it's like I said, if you work hard on you go, and one day you will get the
Eventually.
chance. Like I knew this before. Some days I will get the contract from UFC, and I was working hard for this, and now I'm here. Now it's time to show.
Okay. Last thing about the current MMA landscape, former middleweight champion Alex Pereira is now training with Sean Strickland. I saw a quote. It was from his YouTube channel. It was translated by MMA Hoji, and it's Alex allegedly said that he was in Germany last year and he asked to train with you a couple of times. He accused you of, quote, inventing excuses and shitting your pants to avoid sparring with them. I just wanted to get your half of the story.
Yeah, yeah. The first time when they asked me, it was like 10 days before my debut in Paris. Paris, I said, "Yo, I'm in weight cut session. It's make no sense that I come like to spar with you." And the second time, it was already he was champion already, and I spoke with my coaches, and they say, "No, no, train. Maybe he's the future opponent of you because he was already champion in middleweight." And yeah, he personally never write me. Some other guys write me like in
Mm.
Instagram, this guy is coming and saying if they write me himself, then maybe it happened. But he never personally write me like, "Hey, Abus, let's go train together or something." Some other guys write me. I said, "Yo, you know what? This make no sense because my goal is the belt. He's the champion. I don't see the sense there. It's it's not make no sense." Yes, it was only thing. And after I see he write like shit things about me, I don't understand why.
Well, well, thank you. I don't like to get into the drama too much, but I did want to give you your chance to sort of set
It's
the record
all it's
straight.
all about this. There's nothing more.
Yeah.
It's only these things. Yes.
Now, before I let you go, I would love to learn a little bit about you outside of the fight, okay? So just some quick questions, quick answers, if that's okay.
Let's go.
All right. So you were originally from Dagestan, but fighting out of Dusseldorf, Germany. What is the single best German dish that everyone should try?
Dishes.
Food.
Um, I think beer.
Hey, Germany has some good beer. I'm a big
Because beer
Hefeweizen guy
with
myself.
potatoes.
Yeah. Yes, sir. All right. What MMA fighter inspired your career the most?
Nochmal. Again, please.
Which MMA fighter is your biggest inspiration for why you started fighting?
There was a lot of fighters that are already retired, like Chuck Liddell, like Charleston, and something like these fighters. I grow up with these fighters, and it was like, whoa, always we know like couple weeks before the fight, before the event, and we was like all the guys together and show the fights. After this event, we get some, recorder cassettes, like
Yeah.
video records, and we show again. This was really crazy fighters.
I love it. Now there's a lot of good German restaurants where I live, but not a single Dagestani restaurant. Are there any good Dagestani dishes you could tell me about?
Man, this Dagestani kitchen is really, really beautiful. If you are there, like you can't make weight cut in Dagestan. It's
What kind of food do you eat in Do people eat in Dagestan usually?
it's like khinkal. It's the most famous, like chudu, manti. There is a lot of things that I can tell you.
I'll do some Googling after. Okay. Last one, and I'll let you go. I would like, in your opinion, the 5 greatest fighters ever from Europe, including Russia. So
From Europe,
anywhere. Yes.
from Europe, there is Gustafsson, 100%. Then, oh no, in Europe we don't have a lot of fighters. Now we have new generation. Of course, we have a lot of fighters like Leon Edwards, like Prachatska and something, but the fighters is still active. Or I can tell the names also who are active.
Yeah,
Or
please.
yeah, like I said, uh, there's Leon Edwards, Prachatska, from Poland, this guy, like, yes,
Jan Blachowicz?
yeah, it's Jan Blachowicz, and from Paris, Cyril Gane.
Yeah, all right. Good
There is
list.
like top 5 fighters from Europe who take Europe on the fight card.
I like it. All right. Abus, you've been so generous with your time. I want to let you get the last word, so I'll do my part very quickly. Guys, thanks so much for watching the video. If you're still here, please subscribe, tap the notification bell, thumbs up. Let us know what is your official prediction for Sean Strickland versus Abus Magomedov that headlines UFC Vegas 76 on Saturday. Also, who are your top 5 fighters from Europe? Would love to hear from you. Abus, if there's anything you would like to let your fans know, the floor is yours, my friend.
I just want to say thank you to all you guys for supporting. I feel everything. And Saturday night, we're going to smash this guy.